Hello everyone, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Today, another episode of I hate being here on a Saturday, but it's my only time off. That's what the episode is called. But I just want to update on a few things. My project, Quicksilver Evo 8.9 motor, we finished it, slapped the head on. I got to put pan and all this other stuff on. We finished the Evo 4B11 motor as well. Just wanted to show you guys what was going on. Excuse the mess, and it is a little messy. But then again, we actually use our engine room. We're constantly building things, and well, this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is the 4B11. If you remember from the other episode that I was building, I really didn't go into that much detail because there's tons and tons of engine building videos out there that anyone can look at. I just want to make a quick video to just show you what our process is, which is pretty much the same as everybody else. But yeah, so this 4B11T is for Marco. He wanted a street driven 1,000 horsepower 4B11 off a pump E85. So we felt that this was the best combination, which is basically darn mid sleeve. You can also go with LA sleeves as well. Those will hold as good as these. These are wet sleeves, which basically means the iron ductile is directly in contact with the coolant. We did go with very high compression. These are custom made pistons specifically for us. And you know what? This is a trial. We never ran this compression on 4B11 before. That's aiming for such a high horsepower. Usually we do it for people who want to daily drive their car and not aiming for that much power, and they have a small turbo. In which case, I do recommend a higher compression piston, and everything just works out. You make a little bit more power. The boost is actually lower. But usually for very high horsepower, I would say anything above 800, we lower the compression. We decided to increase the compression this time because it does work on 4G63s, high compression and moderate boost to get to the high horsepower. But we have never actually done this on 4B11. So Marco agreed to try them. And again, we got them covered. We're building, tuning, doing everything. So I got them covered if anything was to happen. So this is the 4B11 that was in the video. This is a regular 2.0. As you can see, high compression. And I think he's going to be running a 6870. Yeah, 6870 T4 twin on this. Let's see what happens. But on to my motor for the Quicksilver. Again, I did not want to do a lengthy video on 4G63 builds because there's tons and tons of them out there. I did take some pictures of the motor as we were building them and putting it together. So I'll post them up what it looks like. So a couple of things. This is a brand new block from the dealer. As you remember, the 4G64 motor was kind of messed up. So we went with brand new motor from the dealer. As you can see, that's a 4G63. Ported, polished head from Kurt Brown. That's on our video as well. Oversized valves. And at the time, I didn't decide on the cams. I'm not sick to death, but I've used so many times the S3s because they really, really work. So I decided to go with something a little different this time. So this is a regular 2.0 long rod, which is basically, if you remember from the other videos explaining strokers and whatnot, this is a 2.0 with stock crank, stock Mitsubishi Evo 8 crank, 88 millimeter crank with 156 rods, and the wrist pins moved up about 6 millimeters to get that length down. And I didn't go with Wiseco pistons. What I did do is I used the Ultimate JE. They're ceramic coated and treated and everything. And I'm really hopeful for that. I did, however, do something different on this that I normally don't do. I decided to go with horizontal port. So what that is behind the piston rings, there's a little groove. The exhaust gas flows down into the groove, goes into the groove and gets in back of the ring and pushes the ring out. So it actually seals better, which increases the compression and, keeps most of the power inside. There's usually no loss. Well, I won't say no loss, but less than the 20%, which is accepted. So it does help. The reason why you would want to go with the horizontal ports behind on the side of the pistons instead of the holes on top is the ones on top tend to have carbon buildup in the hole and back of the ring, which is not good. These do not, however, well, much less at least. So that's the kind of pistons that I used. There's a whole bunch of stuff. This is a typical build, and that's the whole point with this motor. I wanted to show you guys or see myself how much a typical off-the-shelf, nothing crazy engine 4G63 Evo can make. I did go with Kigley. Again, this is typical build. I did go with oversized valves, and again, you really don't need them. I decided to go with it because I really want to get that 1,000 to 1,100. Off-the-shelf Manley long rods, Turbo Tough, OEM crank, OEM block, 85.5 bore, and basically the head. And I think this will hold. I also did not go with any O-rings. This is OEM gasket. I did go with 625 head studs, and I currently torqued them down to 90 pounds in 3 steps. But once we get the motor done and in the car, wait for the turbo kit, we will torque it down to 110 after that. And once the car goes through some heat cycles, maybe some 93 tune, I will retorque the head. So that is the 4G63 Quicksilver motor. Again, it's nothing special. It's very typical, and that's the whole point, right? I do, however, want to tell you what parts I'm using, because motor is just to hold the power, right? You need power adders. We did get a lot of parts. I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, yeah, my cams. So I went with Kelford. Never used these cams before. These are Kelford 288s. So they're actually 280 on the exhaust and 288 on the intake. They're slightly larger than the S3 in duration and lift. I'm very, very excited to use these. If it goes well, I might not use S3s again. And then again, this is for Evo 8. For Evo 9, I would just stick with the GSC S3s. When I do put the cabs on, I'll make a video of that and you guys will see. Now on to parts. My most favorite thing is just opening boxes and seeing new parts. So I got a few deliveries this week. Thank God, just in time too. I ordered them for Black Friday and they got here just last week or so. So I am, intercooler wise, I am actually using not 6-inch like I would normally. I decided to go with the 5-inch intercooler this time. It's still pretty stout, I think it'll flow cool enough for that. This is a ETS 5-inch intercooler. As you can see, it's very thick. It's not going to fit in our car without removing of the crash beam. Typically people remove them, but then again, this car is not going to be, not doing anything special. I'm actually doing all this just for the video, make the power, show you guys, and probably sell everything. So if any one of you is looking for something, it's legit. All the videos been documented. But what I want to do is I want to maintain this crash beam. So I'm hoping the 5-inch intercooler will hold. I will remove obviously everything. This is the condenser, and I will basically remove that, shave whatever is necessary from here in order for me to maintain the 5-inch, so I can still get, you know, a good look, steady bumper, everything lined up, and you know what, an added safety for in case I hit something. So I've never been a fan of removing safety features from cars. So back to more parts. We have the intercooler 5-inch ETS, which I love. I always go with whether, you know, ETS or Garrett, but you know, I think ETS uses Garrett cores. All right, I bought a new oil cooler because remember the old motor, I bought the car blown. Do not use any oil components that is from a blown motor. That's how you invite nightmares. Let me see if I can open this. So things that you don't want to reuse is oil pans, oil pump, which I bought new from the dealer, and oil cooler. You know, some people even change out the oil housing, which I am at this point. Okay, so this is the oil cooler. Comes with the lines that you need. So when I actually warm up the motor for the first time, I'm not gonna have this on, because the first time you warm it up or you start the car, you might have oil debris, metallic debris. So I don't want that to get stuck in the oil cooler. Let me just pull this out. All right. So this is pretty nice. It looks good. It's going to be perfect for the car. I am relocating it to a different area. It does come with all the hardware and everything. I got this from Matt during Black Friday. So normally, the oil coolers are right there. I will have a side exhaust out through the bumper. So that needs to be replaced. That needs to put a different place. I'm going to reroute it here, just through piping or the AN fittings, so my exhaust can fit. All right, so got the oil cooler. What else do we have? Oh yeah, we got the radiator. So I am using a half rad, which basically means the Civics have half. As you know, the stock one is the whole front, right? Left to right, it's big, but it wouldn't fit because, again, I have a forward facing. So it's only half size on the right-hand side. Well, the driver's side, that's where it's gonna sit. So, got the half. I am not going to pull this out. I think everybody knows what it looks like. But the piece that I really wanted to show you, so, you know, I got a large turbo. How am I gonna get that into the engine, right? That's through the intake manifold. Everybody uses magnets. This new manifold that came out, I really, really wanted to use it, which is the JM Fabrications. And it is beautiful. Let's see if I can show you guys. Okay. Let's see if I can get everything out of the way. This is a beautiful, it's a single, I'm sorry, not single, 4 injectors. They do come in 2, 8 and 4. I decided to go with the 4, even though I have an aftermarket ECU that can run 8. The reason I did that is because that's the whole point. I wanted to show what it takes to get to 1,000. I really didn't need this. I could have used the regular magnets, that works as well. But price-wise, this wasn't that far. But this is beautiful. As you can see, okay, it looks like ITBs just with a casing, but this is beautiful, polished. I never really was anything for bling, but I'm starting to get into it. And I'm going to use the S90 throttle body. Now, previously, I have always used Bomba, but I'm kind of getting sick of them. What I mean I'm kind of getting sick of them is because Bomba actually has very hard pedal control. The spring on the throttle cable is very hard, so it's like an on and off switch. The S90 is actually a little softer, so I do like drivability. This thing does come with its own dipstick guide, because I don't think the stock one, this bends out of the way, so I don't think the stock one will fit. That's basically, that's what we got so far. I did order wheels. That's another episode coming up. You remember I messed up on the type of wheels that I bought. Got too aggressive. Matter of fact, they're actually on the Evo X right now. Marco really loved them. And they're with a very aggressive spacer. So it'll actually fit flush on his car if we just change the spacer. But yeah, he took them. I bought a different wheels. They're flow formed. I'll show you when they get here. But yeah, so this is another motor that we finished and ready to basically ship out. And you know what? This is 4B11. This is OEM sleeves. It's just pistons and rods. The client doesn't really want that much power. He's going for like 600. So that's good. Pistons and rods change. It's OEM crank. This should be good for 600-700 horses. Again, we are busy. We do this on a regular basis. That's why the shop is kind of a mess, as you can see. Because today was supposed to be a day off, but I just heard some Mustang guys coming. We have to tune him. So yeah, no time. Sunday is the only day that the shop actually gets some kind of rest, but you know what ends up happening? This. We end up staying here, barbecuing sometimes, and then end up working on a car. Very important to get some rest. If you don't take breaks from your, I guess, career or what do you do for a living, you're gonna end up getting bitter about it. You're gonna hate it. So there, you do need some relief. Thank God I do not do this full time. I actually work at a bank, so I do that Monday through Friday and sometimes Saturday. This is my love. Like, this is hobby turned to, you know, this. But I did do this professionally for a very long time. And you know what? This is a perfect mix of fun, money, mix of careers that I have right now. So thank you for watching. I will keep everyone posted on what's happening. For the last time, thank you, Jason, for giving me this car. Well, not giving it to me, selling me this car. Beautiful. This is not OEM silver, because we have that silver. That's OEM. I wonder what color this is, but I love it. It's brighter. Put those wheels, OEM wheels on for now. But yeah, looking forward to the project. Once it's done, however, this is just an experiment. Everything's going to be up for sale, and I will start again on some other project. Thank you for watching.